If you are over the age of 55, I need you to listen to me very carefully. The most dangerous meal of your day is not dinner. It's not that midday snack. It is your breakfast. And I'm not talking about bacon and eggs. I'm talking about the very meal you think is keeping you healthy. The toast, the bowl of instant oatmeal, the fruit smoothie. The truth is, these comfortable, low-effort breakfast choices are secretly accelerating muscle loss. They are essentially a nutritional trap. This isn't about being perfectly healthy. This is about scientific survival. You feel tired, your strength is fading, and you worry about losing your independence. Why? Because your typical morning routine is failing to hit the single most critical scientific threshold required to activate your body's anti-aging mechanism. It's failing to flip the 30-gram protein switch. My central thesis is sharp, defensible, and critical. Your comfortable, low-effort breakfast, often containing less than 15 grams of protein, is the single most devastating silent nutritional mistake seniors are making today. It's effectively telling your body to accelerate muscle loss every morning by failing to hit the 30-gram scientific threshold required to activate muscle repair and energy. In this video, we are exposing this mistake. I will show you the 3 most common muscle thief foods you must stop eating immediately. More importantly, I will give you the 3 scientifically validated, simple, and affordable recipes to finally flip that 30-gram switch. Let's dive into the science of why your breakfast is failing you. Part 1. The science of anabolic resistance. You've likely heard the term sarcopenia, the age-related loss of muscle mass and function. It's not just a sign of getting older, it's a condition accelerated by nutritional error. As we age, our muscles develop a phenomenon called anabolic resistance. Think of anabolic resistance as your muscle cells becoming hard of hearing. When you were younger, even a small dose of protein, say 10 or 15 grams, was enough to make your muscle cells perk up and start building. But after age 55 or 60, those cells require a much louder, much stronger signal to initiate the muscle protein synthesis, or MPS. The recommended dietary allowance, or RDA, for protein is a flat 0.8 grams per kilogram of body weight. But that is merely the minimum required to prevent deficiency, not to optimize health, strength, or longevity in older adults. The science is definitive on this. Multiple peer-reviewed studies have demonstrated that for older adults, the threshold required to maximally stimulate MPS is between 30 and 40 grams of high-quality protein per meal. This is the 30-gram switch. If your breakfast provides less than this, your body is using that protein simply as fuel, or burning it off. It is not registering the signal strong enough to kickstart muscle repair and preservation. Your body is essentially saying, "I hear you, but the signal is too weak. I will not start the muscle building process." This brings us to the timing trap. The average Western diet is terribly skewed. Research confirms that older adults often consume 60% or more of their protein intake in the evening meal. They may meet their daily total, but they are failing the 30-gram mealtime test at breakfast and lunch. Why does timing matter if the total is the same? Because MPS is an acute, finite process that must be stimulated several times throughout the day. If you hit 10 grams at breakfast, 0 at lunch, and 70 grams at dinner, you've hit your daily goal, but the 70 grams at dinner is largely wasted because there's a ceiling to how much MPS can be stimulated in one sitting. The 10 grams at breakfast was too little to flip the switch. This uneven distribution, the constant failure to flip the switch in the morning, leads to a chronically negative protein balance over the measured period, which means you are constantly breaking down more muscle than you are building, and that is why your morning routine is actively accelerating your loss of strength. Part 2. The 3 silent muscle thieves. Now, let's expose the 3 common breakfast foods you need to stop consuming immediately. These are the muscle thieves, foods that look innocent, taste convenient, and have been marketed as healthy, but nutritionally, they are crippling your body's ability to defend its muscle mass. Muscle thief. Number 1. The cereal, toast, and jam combination. This is the hallmark of the low-effort senior breakfast. It's simple, quick, and comforting. But look at the data. A single slice of white toast has barely 3 or 4 grams of protein. A bowl of sugary cereal with low-fat milk might push you to 8 or 10 grams if you're lucky. This combination is a disaster. It is high in refined carbohydrates and often loaded with hidden sugars. It creates a sharp blood sugar spike followed by an inevitable crash, leaving you feeling sluggish by 10 a.m. More critically, 8 or 10 grams of protein is effectively zero to an anabolic-resistant muscle. It fails the 30-gram test completely. You need to understand, you would have to eat approximately 8 slices of toast or 4 bowls of that sugary cereal just to approach a sufficient protein dose. And by then, the sheer amount of refined carbohydrate intake would be toxic to your metabolic health. This combination doesn't just neglect your muscles, it drains your energy by destabilizing your blood sugar. Muscle thief number 2. The low-fat yogurt and fruit smoothie disguise. Many people proudly switch to low-fat or even 0% fat yogurt, believing they are making a heart-healthy choice. But read the label closely, especially on flavored varieties. A single 5-ounce container of low-fat, flavored yogurt typically contains 6 to 8 grams of protein and often 20 to 30 grams of added sugar. You're trading essential saturated fats for sugar, and you're still nowhere near the 30-gram protein target. The same problem applies to protein bars that you grab for convenience. Many of these bars are nothing more than glorified candy bars with a protein halo, offering only 10 to 15 grams of protein from inferior sources like collagen or isolated soy protein. They are often packed with sugar alcohols and unnecessary fillers. You pay a premium for a health product that still fails the 30-gram activation test, and you miss out on the valuable nutrients found in whole foods. It is expensive protein with a devastatingly low biological value for muscle repair. Muscle thief. Number 3. The juice and muffin combo. This is perhaps the sneakiest of the muscle thieves because it is associated with convenience and perceived health. A simple fruit muffin combined with a glass of orange juice. Again, the protein is negligible, perhaps 5 grams total. The massive issue here is the high dose of refined sugar, particularly the fructose in the juice. This high glycemic load fuels chronic inflammation and contributes significantly to insulin resistance. What does insulin resistance have to do with muscle loss? It exacerbates anabolic resistance. When your cells are constantly bathed in high glucose and insulin, the chemical signaling required to turn on MPS becomes even weaker. The high sugar content actively works against the small amount of protein you did manage to consume, making the body even more deaf to the protein signal. So, in one meal, you are consuming minimal muscle-building blocks while simultaneously maximizing the metabolic conditions that accelerate muscle breakdown. You are paying for convenience with your strength and your energy. Part 3. The 30-gram game changer. Now for the good news. Flipping the 30-gram switch is not complicated. It does not require exotic supplements or expensive gourmet ingredients. It requires strategic thinking and simple food combinations. The key is to focus on high-quality protein sources, foods with a high biological value that are rich in the amino acid leucine, which is the primary molecular trigger for MPS. The scientific literature confirms that hitting this 30-gram mark is the most effective single nutritional action you can take to safeguard your muscle mass. Here are 3 simple, affordable, and quick prep recipes to get you over that 30-gram line before 10 a.m. Number 1. The Greek Yogurt Power Bowl, the quick fix. Forget the low-fat sugary tubs. We start with 1 full cup of plain 2% or whole milk Greek yogurt. This alone delivers between 20 and 23 grams of high-quality protein. To get to 30 grams, simply mix in a half scoop of unflavored or vanilla whey protein powder. This boost will add another 10 to 12 grams, putting you well over the threshold at 32 to 35 grams. Add a handful of mixed nuts or seeds, like walnuts or chia seeds, for healthy fats and fiber. This whole recipe takes literally 60 seconds to prepare and is packed with high biological value protein, ready to start your muscle repair clock. Number 2. The Cottage Cheese Scramble, the comfort food upgrade. Cottage cheese is one of the most underrated protein powerhouses. A single cup of 2% cottage cheese contains approximately 25 to 28 grams of protein. To make this a complete 30-gram meal, combine half a cup of cottage cheese with 3 scrambled whole eggs. 3 large eggs deliver around 18 grams of protein. The total protein hit is roughly 35 to 40 grams. This meal provides both whey, fast digesting, and casein, slow digesting protein from the cottage cheese, providing a sustained release of amino acids that keeps the MPS signal active for longer. It's warm, satisfying, and uses ingredients you probably already have in your fridge. Number 3. The Simple Protein Shake, the essential booster. If you are pressed for time, a strategic protein shake is your solution. This isn't about expensive, gimmicky powders. Take 1 scoop of quality whey protein, about 25 grams of protein. Blend it with 1 cup of milk, 8 grams of protein, or fortified soy milk, 7 grams. That's an instant 32 to 33 grams of protein. The advantage of a shake is its rapid absorption, which is especially beneficial after an overnight fast, providing your muscles with the immediate amino acid flood they need to overcome anabolic resistance. To maximize the benefits of these protein-rich breakfasts, remember the secret booster, leucine. Every single 30-gram meal you consume should be naturally rich in leucine, found abundantly in high-quality sources like dairy and eggs. Leucine is the essential amino acid that acts as the primary molecular trigger, the key that turns the MPS ignition switch. If you are consistently hitting the 30-gram threshold with leucine-rich foods, you are not just maintaining muscle, you're giving yourself the best chance to rebuild and preserve your independent strength. Conclusion: the resolution and the flight plan. We have exposed the myth. The low-protein breakfast is not a neutral choice. It is a silent, chronic mistake that accelerates muscle loss and saps your energy. The solution is clear and grounded in science. You must consume 30 to 40 grams of high-quality protein at your first meal of the day to overcome anabolic resistance and flip the muscle-building switch. This isn't just about nutrition. It's about reclaiming your independence and energy for the decades ahead. Take a moment to look at your current morning habits. Considering the convenience foods you've been relying on, what's one immediate swap you can commit to making this week to hit that 30-gram target? Share your Muscle Thief breakfast and your new muscle builder choice in the comments below. We are building a community of strong, informed seniors who refuse to let age dictate their health. Now we've covered the amount of protein, but the quality and source are just as vital. What if the expensive protein powder or supplement you're taking is actually hindering your progress, or worse, toxic to your system? If you want to ensure your protein sources are clean, effective, and free of the traps we just discussed, then your next crucial step is to watch our follow-up video. 3 protein sources seniors must avoid and what to use instead. Click the link on your screen now to guarantee every effort you make is building muscle, not breaking it down. This content is for informational purposes only and is not a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Always seek the advice of your physician or other qualified health provider with any questions you may have regarding a medical condition or diet changes.